Okay, hello everybody. We are going to be joined by Adrian Vallera from Disclosure Fest, the founder of Disclosure Fest, an amazing man. And we're going to be discussing the upcoming Mass Meditation Initiative, which will be taking place at Castaic Lake on the upcoming summer solstice, June 21st through 23rd. I will be there. I'll be doing a Discover Your Star Origins workshop on the all about it. We're going to learn about what Disclosure Fest is, how Disclosure Fest got started, and what we can expect at the upcoming Mass Meditation Initiative, as I said, at Castaic Lake. I can't wait. So we'll pop Adrian on. There he is. Hey,
Hey,
brother.
hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm great. Looks a little warmer where you're at.
Oh yeah, sunny Cali. Where you at? Where you at again, bro?
I'm in Rochester, New York.
Yeah, definitely a little warmer than
a
where you're.
little chilly today, but happy Earth Day to you.
Hold on for a second.
Absolutely, yeah. So Adrian is in LA, and of course, Castaic Lake is right around the LA suburbs. There you are.
Yo, real quick, can you hear this crazy chainsaw behind me? I guess someone's trimming some trees.
Yeah, but it's not bad.
Okay, cool,
Yeah, really, it's just barely in the background. It's
nice.
no big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
came out and started walking through the park. I live in a cul-de-sac that has a park attached to it, so I'm like, let's get with Matthew on some nature,
yeah.
get grounded.
Oh,
Let's
I had to be outside too. I mean, it's Earth Day, right?
oh, happy Earth Day, everyone.
Absolutely. Happy Earth Day.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So are you getting excited? I'm getting excited. We're only a couple months away here. I can't believe it.
Yeah, 2 months today. Super.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's just so much energy around it. Really, really excited to have you on board again. I know we
Thank
had
you.
you at Stairway
Thank you.
to Stars. And it's just, yeah, there's just so much beautiful stuff happening. And yeah, it feels like everyone that's involved in this one is bringing like just a different piece of the energy work that is kind of goes into this event, because as you know, you've been at one of our events, Stairway to Stars. It's like
Yeah.
it's hard to put it in a category of like just an event. There's so much purpose and intention behind it,
Yeah.
and kind of everybody that is part of this event, it's like there's no accident that they're part of this event.
Yeah.
It's more about the codes and frequencies within the essence of their connection to the universe, brings into this whole like mosh pot of these codes and frequencies that everyone's kind of, it's like we're all different keys that are going to come together to unlock this portal, this activation, because at the end of the day, this is for the collective. This is so that we can actually come together to do the work that's needed, so that when our great mother is releasing these amazing frequencies, the sun is releasing its source energy, that when it reaches us in this cohesive, aligned way, that we can actually be prepared for it, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of what these eclipses also were a big proponent to, is helping us get to that place to where when these, and this is coming through crazy in the last few
Yeah.
days, so many downloads in a few days, that like this is preparing us so that when those energies are just present for us, like what our great mother is going to be releasing through the ley lines and the sun, and just our star families, like just watching everything is so that we're in this place that we can kind of recognize and understand it more, and work with it, because a lot of times these energies could end up being very distracting and challenging, and so this is a beautiful like segue into this amazing activation we're doing at Lake Castaic, June 21st to the 23rd. It's like it's a festival, definitely. There's 3 stages and 12 workshop tents, and like crazy
Amazing.
activations and installations from like a lot of people from Burning Man, and there's camping, and there's, so much, stuff that makes it just such a celebration, as a
Yeah.
festival. But you know what? It's a mass meditation. Like it's getting people together to visualize the same change for the planet, to like
Yeah.
be part of it together. And that's kind of one of the beauties about this event too. It's like it's not just come to a festival. It's like it's almost, like when the mass meditation happens, there's nothing else happening. Like all
Yeah.
the stages are dark. You know what I mean? There's nothing else happening. All you can do is participate in that. And that's like makes it like one of the most important things as a producer. I got out of this stuff years ago, but like it brought me back because of this purpose.
Yeah. At Stairway to the Stars in Vegas in November, the 11/11 meditation was one of the most powerful group experiences I've ever been involved in my awakening journey. It was just incredible. And the way, I was in the Egyptian room just at my booth. I didn't have time. I just got done doing my talk, so I didn't
Right?
have time to go into the big room with everyone else. But I could hear you, on the speakers from the other room, and the way you led it, I couldn't have done it any better. I don't know anyone that could have done it better.
Oh,
It was perfect. It was just so perfect. The clearing that you had us do for those grid lines and ley lines in Vegas, and then to spread that out, because and I felt it during. It's like, oh boy, we were clearing some gunk,
yeah,
some heavy gunk that
yeah.
Vegas was carrying,
Oh,
right?
so beautiful, right? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's, again, that's just the intentions and the purpose behind these type of events. Like it was right after the mass meditation. I don't really have the time to do the research that it needs to really, you know, find out all the things that happened during, because of the
Yeah.
mass meditation
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
collected together. But a few things like, Elizabeth April like started texting me like that week after, and she's like, Adrian, check this out. The Aurora Borealis showed up in Vegas. Like
Oh yeah.
literally the
Yeah.
Aurora
Yeah.
Borealis, which is not supposed to be in
Right.
Vegas,
No. No.
showed up in Vegas. And then there was this news article that someone else sent me, is like um, over 73 people arrested, sex trafficking ring over,
Yeah.
you know, this is, and this is just like to do the research that it really needs to like do it. I mean, we did one in Washington, D.C. years and years ago, and that one was really epic
Mm.
because was like no violent crime and no murder and no rape in Washington, D.C., parts of Washington, D.C., and parts of New York for 2 weeks, which is unheard of because these type of fluctuations are between 3 and 5%. To have nothing happen for 14 days at least, like that is like data that is solid. You know what I mean?
What
And
what what year was that?
that was in 2018.
Wow.
And we did that at the National Mall. I rented out the National
Oh
Mall and
wow.
put the stage memorial
Oh my
step.
God. I wish I would have
Yeah,
been a part of
that
the
was
loop back then. Wow.
yeah, that was pretty
Incredible.
epic. And you know,
I remember reading, and I shared with my audience. There was a study that was done, I think, in the 1970s in Israel, when the Lebanon War was going on, that these groups would band together and have mass meditations in Israel and also in the United States, especially in California, and they found a direct correlation where about 10 to 14 days after each of these meditations, the fighting would take a pause, and there would be no casualties.
right. What's I mean, that's just that's hard data,
Yeah,
and that's why the mass meditation has scientific proof. And like a lot of people, they're we're in our woo woo and stuff, and like it's kind of hard to get people like to take it seriously. But that's the beauty of like the collective getting together
yeah,
in this way, that there actually is. There was a study, man, it was so many years ago, I'm going to botch this, but there's a guy that he invented, I think it was like an app. It was for stock trends.
okay.
And I'm not, it's the name and all the things are escaping me,
No,
but it
it's
was
okay.
for stock. Huh? Did you
That's
know?
it. It's okay. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. And so this was this app to kind of just collect data about stock. But what they, found out through researching the data that it was collecting, that it was actually picking up people's emotional um, energies. I don't know how to reference how to say that in the right way either, which prompted this guy to do this test about mass meditation, and he actually took it to Washington D.C. area and picked one of the most violent crime areas in that city and did a mass meditation with 1,600 people. I think it was like something like once a day. And they did a bunch of data prior to this, and then after, and there was kind of the same thing that I was picking up when I did our Washington D.C. things, that like these type of things don't really fluctuate more than 5 to 8%, up and down through the different through how that goes with kind of collecting the data on this type of these type of experiences, and it dropped 73, I want to say, percent after they just started it, and it stayed that way until a good amount of time after they
Hmm.
stopped doing it. Did it for like two
Oh,
months.
wow.
So like, yeah, that's just, I think we think about it too. Like, I like to think about it like this sometimes, because, I really try to get out of the politics thing and not really like go into that rabbit hole much.
Yeah.
Definitely something that definitely can affect your vibration. So, and the things that come with that are a lot of things that can be triggering. Like um, so there's two sides. So there's people hooping and hollering at each other. So we're coming at it with this way, like we're coming at it where like, let's just get the collective together, sink into your heart spaces, tap into source, tap into our great
Yeah.
mother. And once, and you remember that meditation I did, it's just like when you're at that place, when you're coming from that place, that's when like so much magic happens,
Yeah.
and putting that behind an event like this, mass meditation initiative in June here in Lake Castaic, like, the intentions are coming through. This last week, the downloads have been intense on like what, how that meditation is going to go, and what, the intentions, and the how I'm going to actually lead that, and what we're going to get out of it is really beautiful. Yeah. So yeah.
I can't wait. And I this is all so fascinating, everything you're sharing with myself and our audience. And I'm thinking while you're saying all this is like the solution to like everything very well may be group meditations, and especially mass meditations, because that's where we create all our power from, right? As the light workers of the
Yeah.
world, is when we're able to project what we want, right? The light that we want into the grid. And when we band together, it amplifies it exponentially.
Exactly. It's so beautiful. And then there's we've been here in this construct for so long. We have our own lives, and we have all the things and the components that we've created within our lives as a mechanism to get get by and flow through each day. And a lot of people also have that part of them, that that feeling that they're not really involved with anything really special. Like I hear that a lot. Like I really
Yeah.
want to be part
Yeah.
of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing that comes with this event, because you're not just coming to enjoy something. You're actually part of something that's participating in global change. You
Yeah.
know?
And you'll never forget it. I mean, I didn't talk to anyone at Stairway to the Stars in Vegas that did not have a great time
Yeah.
and a memorable time and did not feel great
Yeah.
afterwards. Everyone felt great. So it's not just an event. It's not just like you're buying a ticket to a music festival. And I know you have a background in music, right? No, this is you're going to be a part of something life changing, world changing that you'll never forget.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so beautiful. Hey, I'm gonna wipe down this freaking
Yeah,
lens.
yeah. And you know what a great lineup. A lot of some of the characters, you know, the speakers and music artists from Vegas, but also some new ones. You know, we've got Bashar, of course, who I adore. We all adore, right? It's so great to see him again. We've got people like the Leo King, who I also adore. Adam Apollo, who I love. You know, Laura Eisenhower, who I love. And then some great music artists, right? Like Rising Appalachia. What's some of the music lineup we got?
This year, like, you know, from the beginning, since I started this, I've been trying to get Rising
Yeah.
Appalachia. They definitely, you know, tap in to some higher frequencies of love
Oh
and
yeah.
you know, so yeah, Rising Appalachia is going to be there. Dea Dova is another one that super near and dear to my heart because like she's a planetary earth critter. She's a
Mm.
very light worker. She travels the world just so you know, activating sacred sites vocally.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean? She has a whole album about, and you should go check out her album about like she goes to each sacred site. It's a very visually compelling because they do
Really?
it really well,
Cool.
and then it shows the actual
Oh,
activation each sacred
oh
site.
wow. I like that.
The ley lines there with you know this powerful vocal performance in these places are super epic. Dea Dova is such a big part of this event as you know, as a light worker, as a grid worker. Porangi's been kind of a staple with us
Yeah.
forever. He's another shamanic, you know, um, artist. You know, definitely someone that can uh, get you moving. You know, so
Yeah.
your body
Yeah.
moving, feet are in the ground. So now you're like moving like old wounds and trauma kind of out of your body through this amazing music that are from different tribes. Uh, Mose is another
Yeah.
one. I've been wanting to work for a minute. Yeah, he's amazing. I have my practice and my healing practice, and you know he's in my playlists forever. You know, Shaman's
Awesome.
Dreams. Ruby Chase is another
Yeah.
one that is doing some amazing work. Her frequencies, her music definitely is very activating, and she does a lot of work also with Mary Magdalene and
Mm.
that whole thing, which has been coming up for me a lot lately, also. But yeah, the list goes on. Jay Drez and Marco, Wyatt,
Yeah.
and
So this is Adrian. This is not like going to Coachella. With all due respect to Coachella, but it's a very different vibration. And in fact, Coachella, there's probably some more negative vibrations coming out from some of the people that are performing there, right? If we're honest,
yeah,
this is music that has frequencies encoded, that has intentions encoded, and is going to uplift your spirit. Just being, you know, think about you've heard Rising Appalachia, you know, in your earbuds, but being there and receiving the frequencies directly from the stage, right?
yeah, exactly. You know, and then you know, obviously, all of our speakers are amazing. We got Billy Carson, 19 keys. Jennifer
Yeah.
Parker is going to do this amazing EFT tapping workshop, and she's part of our integration workshop series. So that's I actually have my own private session with her on Wednesday. I'm super excited.
Awesome. I love tapping. In my Ascending is one group. We do tapping. We do about 15, 20 minutes of tapping every week.
Wow.
And my people love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very. It's definitely a good way to get deep inside and, you know, pull out and start working on some of the
Yeah.
stuff. You know, like feel like maybe is part of you know your blocks.
Yeah.
You know, in your wound, but then you kind of pull it out a little further. and You're like, wow, this goes deeper than you thought.
Yeah.
You know, so do the work. Yeah. What
Yeah.
are you
It's
working on
good stuff.
this event? What like let's hear about what you're going to be,
Yeah.
you know, and what we're going to be expecting from you, brother.
I can't wait. Friday night. I'm doing Discover Your Star Origins. Some of you, if you were in Vegas, you saw a bit of it, but I'm going to go way further this year. The Syrians channeling, people absolutely loved seeing me do channeling. I channel a group of 5 Syrian extraterrestrials that all kind of band together into one voice through me. And in Vegas, people loved that portion of it. So
Wow.
I'm going to do much longer this year with the Syrian trance channeling, and I'll actually give people in the audience an opportunity to ask the Syrians their questions through me. The Syrians are just like the Pleiadians and just like the Arcturians. Those are like the big three, as far as I know, that are looking over our planet, watching us, protecting us, guiding us through channelers like myself. And there's many other channelers that'll be at Castaic Lake the same weekend, of course. But that's what I'm really looking forward to. And of course, just teaching everyone about how to know if you're a star seed, and if you are a star seed, what does it mean? How do you know what your purpose is as a star seed? How do you know what your mission is? What did you want to bring from whichever collective planet star system that you came from to Earth? What is that mission statement for
Right.
you? And then, of course, how to know where you're from if you don't know. I'll give all the different common traits, and I'll do even little readings for people in the crowd. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, I think people are going to definitely be drawn to that and walk away with a beautiful activation with that. I mean, it's important
Absolutely.
stuff. You know, it's important stuff. Like I know that when I started getting into this world in the early 90s, yeah, I was going to Bashar in like 91.
Wow.
Yeah, like and he
Wow.
was here at Woodland Hills. He started at like a little coffee shop
Really?
um, here. No, it wasn't a coffee shop. It was like a little bookstore,
Oh, cool.
and you would go there. It'd be like 10 to 15 people in the
Really?
room, and you know it cost like $20. You
Oh
know,
my God.
and yeah, I was going there, and then a lot of my activation started there. You know what I
Really?
mean? That's where I already kind of had a body work and meditation practice, but then I started channeling and incorporating
Yeah.
these downloads and these upgrades that were coming from these Bashar sessions,
And you were
and then all this.
still in the music industry back then, right? It was just kind of
Yeah, no, I was
an
that
interest you had.
was for the music industry. I didn't start the music until about 94, 93, 94, I think. But yeah, it was right before, so I had a full like spiritual, um, activation, in the early 90s, which got me to channeling crystal gritting
Oh wow.
and you know
Wow.
healing work that I did, and kind of getting into like the past life trauma, wounding, and
Yeah.
healing, and it just all kind of just dominoes, from that. And that's another thing, having Bashar this year. When I did the first mass meditation initiative in 2017, um, he was like one of my first calls, obviously, because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just and he's a huge activation for me. And yeah, event at a hotel in the same weekend, it never worked out. So it's so beautiful to have him. So we're putting like I definitely am, gonna really offer this experience to everyone, because we're putting him on the main stage right after the mass
Good.
meditation on Saturday.
Yeah.
And people are gonna there's gonna be a lot of people that aren't familiar with Bashar, which is
Sure.
gonna be super amazing, because I mean that activation. I mean the whole event is going to be such an
Yeah.
activation for people. It's kind of
Absolutely.
designed for. It's like designed for like getting to you to this, you know, like let's say you're not sure what's going on with you and your body and your mind and your spirit. There's something going on, but you're not sure about it, and like you just know there's
Yeah.
something. And then that's what this event kind of does. Like
Yeah.
then their full activation kind of is now present within you, and that's kind of what this event does is, I hear it all the time. Like it's like on the weekends we do our tree plantings and we feed the homeless and we do all these other things. So I've had so many people come to me on the weekends when we're at one of our initiatives and talk about like, hey, something happened to me at the festival. I'm like not the same person, and
Yeah.
that's really, what the purpose behind this is. And for you to be tapping into like the star origin stuff and that kind of stuff, it's so important, because back then when I was going, I wasn't that sure of a lot of that. I've seen UFOs, I can explain it and different things like that, but then I never really tapped into that till after dark. So
Yeah.
the fact that you're going to be really getting into that, touching on that, I think people are going to be super happy to experience that, and also figure out how they're going to be bringing that into their lives.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know if you know this about me, but okay, so the whole star origins thing has become like my main role in how I teach, like what I'm meant to teach, for awakening light workers, right? I'm essentially, people find me, they're not really sure, like you said, am I a starseed? Are starseeds even real? Okay, if I am a starseed, where do I come from? Okay, if I come from the Pleiades or Sirius, what does that all mean, right? And for me, I woke up to this stuff about 15 years ago, and I had attended a Burning Man satellite festival in Delaware. This was like 12-ish years ago, I think. And there was a certain portion during the Saturday where the exercise was, you take a piece of paper and you write like a secret about yourself, or you write something vulnerable, right? And the exercise is to have, so you can feel accepted and you can integrate whatever that separation is within. And people wrote things like, rough stuff like, oh, my father committed suicide, or I'm depressed, or I'm bipolar, or I was assaulted, right? um and I wrote, I'm a starseed.
Oh,
It was just intuitively downloaded. I wrote, I'm a starseed. I was definitely the only person at this Burning Man that wrote that, and people came up to me, like hundreds of people that night, like, what is that? And I explained what I kind of knew at that time. I didn't know much,
yeah,
but like looking back, that was the moment that I realized that, oh my God, this is like my mission, to teach people about this.
yeah. Oh, wow. So it's a great
Yeah,
story, bud. I mean, I love
yeah.
it. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. So
amazing.
I can't wait. All the information, you can go to my Instagram, or you can go to the Disclosure Fest Instagram for the lineups, tickets, accommodations, all the details. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to the description box below. All the links for the tickets and all the info is there. Adrian, anything else you want to tell people about that they can look forward to at Castaic Lake? Oh, I had a question.
Yeah,
There's a question, sorry, in the chat from someone. Will any part of the event be transmitted live, a live stream?
you just said that. You cut out for a second.
Oh, okay.
Mind.
No, so someone in the live chat here is asking, will there be a live stream if they can't attend live?
Right. So there is going to be a live stream for the actual mass
Okay,
meditation.
great,
That because that one we really want everyone, and that's free. You just tap into that, and then there will be a virtual
good,
experience, like Stairway to the Stars, that you can purchase a whole 3-day pass, and then you just get the link for that like 2 weeks after the event or something like that.
amazing, amazing. And is there camping available for people if they want?
Yep, full on camping.
Great.
We're trying to keep camping a little more intimate because we get thousands of people.
Yeah, yeah,
So we're trying to keep camping somewhat intimate so it doesn't turn into a party.
yeah.
So I would definitely get your camping out of the way as soon as possible before it sells out.
Get your camping passes, parking passes, etc. And it's still an early bird discount for tickets right
Yeah,
now.
still got
Yeah,
early bird till 3rd.
awesome. Okay, so yeah, get on that now if you want to get the early bird pricing, because it will go up after that. And based on the crowds at Stairway to the Stars at Luxor and Vegas, I'm sure it will be massively attended.
Yeah,
So you want to get your tickets
yeah,
early.
yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Adrian, like, can just briefly, and then we'll wrap up. Tell me, okay, you were guided last year to Vegas, and we talked about why there was so much clearing that had to happen. Why LA this year? I know it's your home base, anyways, but why Castaic Lake and why LA?
yeah. No, interesting. So yeah, like we've been since I started this event at Los Angeles State Historic Park, which Spirit was like, find a place in the heart of of the city, which is this, it's downtown LA. It was the
Yeah.
center of and um, and and I found out years later that there's actually the ley line runs right through that park.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
but
Awesome.
yeah, last year it was before before Stairway. I was getting all these hits on downloads that next year for the Mass Meditation Initiative we're working with water. So, and
Okay.
that was
Okay.
It's like,
And the timing, it's cancer season. The summer solstice is initiating cancer season.
right.
And it's a full
So
moon,
yeah,
which is the
weekend is
water.
full moon. So it's
Yeah.
summer Friday, full moon Saturday. So that's a huge part of this. So yeah, that was one of the downloads that we're going to be working with the water. So basically, the waters are symbolizing, how they start from the mountains and the snows and the rains, and they go into the rivers and the creeks and the streams, and then they all end up in this one huge body of water, or oceans, and that's kind of the symbology of like the one human family, this collective.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of that, and then we're healing the water, and then yeah, we were then another download
No, it's okay.
was to truly heal the divine feminine, which is not just the feminine within our
Yeah.
goddess, it's more about that the feminine aspect within all of us, because that's the part that masculine is expressed, like what the masculine right, in which what is it does, the program is that you're kind of suppressing that feminine essence,
Yeah.
and and within the feminine itself, like there's so much suppression within that. There's wounding, there's stereotyping, there's like there's so many aspects within that the feminine is completely suppressed,
Yeah.
and it's such an important part of our ascension process to really connect that essence of ourselves to the heart of our planet, to the heart of our great mother. She's just basically
Yeah.
starved for our
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's sitting there, and I was talking to, who was that recently? Oh, Samuel B. Lee, one of our speakers as well, and he was tapped into a meditation, and he came back. He's all, Adrian, like I dropped in with our great mother, and she was in tears.
Mm.
Like she just wants that connection so bad, and we're just here in this 3D world, like going about our day. But honestly, like that part is such a important connection that is time to really reestablish. So that's another part of that.
This is
And then,
such an important message for Earth Day. Today is
yeah,
Earth Day,
exactly.
April 22nd. And hug a tree, touch the ground, love the ground, kiss the ground, just be with Mother Earth. I felt a similar thing last year at my one of my retreats in here in New York at Light on the Hill. We did a shamanic ceremony out on the land, and so many of us just started really just bawling, crying,
Oh wow.
and just feeling the pain of Mother Earth because of the pollution, because
Right.
of how much we're hurting her with all the pollution, and she, because of that, it's like she feels disconnected from us, because like, why are you hurting me? I'm your home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Thank you for sharing that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's true. She's and that's going to be a big part of like our process here is when that connection is really reestablished, and that these upgrades are continuing to come in, and we're continuing to do this work, and not only just the work like the surface and work, but really the deep inner work, which is a really important journey right now, personally, and what I'm seeing for the collective. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff, man.
Going to be powerful. We can't wait. Can't wait. So all the links again, go to my Instagram or Disclosure Fest Instagram, or if you're watching on YouTube, just go to the description box. Again, this is going to be packed. Okay, you want to get your tickets early, and you save money with your early bird tickets. Get your camping passes before they sell out. And there's also, if you don't camp, there's links to hotels, right, where you can stay in the area.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
I
Cool.
met people in Vegas that came from Australia, that came from the Netherlands, that came from the UK, from France, right? All over the world
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that event. And I'm sure it'll
I
be
saw
similar.
over 40 something countries that I was going
Amazing.
tickets, and I was like, wow, over 40.
Yeah,
Like
amazing.
that, calling in all light workers. Let's do it.
Exactly. It's a world gathering.
Yeah.
It's a world gathering.
Yeah.
Adrian, thank you so much. I can't wait. I'm so grateful for you having me back this year, and I'm so excited for my portion, but just for the entire thing, it's going to be 3 more days of just bliss and unity, and I can't wait.
Oh, love it. Yeah, it's super blessing, and such a gift to have you being part of this, and
Thank you.
part of the codes that bring it all together. So
Absolutely.
thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Adrian. And again, everyone, go to the description box below on YouTube for all the links, or go to Disclosure Fest Instagram or my Instagram for all the links if you're on Instagram.
Or actually,
Thank
Fest, or actually just
Yes,
disclosurefest.org.
thank you. Super easy. Disclosurefest.org. So for
Uh,
all the info and tickets.
Thank
So
you, Fred. Appreciate you, man.
thank you, Adrian. Thank you so much.
Bye,
Much love.
everybody.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Okay, bye everybody.